What up YouTube? Archnook417 here. Today I'm on the 2016 Indian Chief Dark Horse. This is the first 2016 bike I've ridden so far. As far as Indians go, I have ridden the Indian Scout, the 2015, and that's it. That's the only Indian I've ridden. So first impressions jumping on this bike, it is absolutely huge, massive bike. Dry weight's about 750 pounds, so it is pretty heavy, and it's a chore to move around at low speeds. So yeah, the Dark Horse has a 111 cubic inch engine. It makes 119 foot-pounds of torque, which is insane. But it's a huge bike, you know. It needs a larger engine to get it going. I really like the shifting. It's very smooth. You just click the gear up. No effort to click the gear up, really. Clutch pull, nice and easy. I really like the seating position too. You're very comfortable, your arms aren't stretched out, like straight. You're in a nice upright position. There's floorboards here. So instead of resting your feet on foot pegs, you have full floorboards, which is nice. You don't really have to hold yourself up. I gotta find the shifter though. The shifter's so far up there. It's a little difficult to find it. Maybe I gotta move my feet up a bit. Throttle's it's not too touchy around the corners, which is good. I was in second gear, and because there's some free play in the throttle at the low end, it's good because this bike is heavy and it's powerful, and you don't want to be accidentally pulling the throttle too much. I love the way this bike looks. It's all black, and it's a flat black too. It's got a little headlight cowl in the front here, and it just looks mean. It's all black, and it sounds mean too. It's got a great exhaust on it already. You can definitely feel the torque though. When you pull the throttle, and right after you shift and you get back on it, you can definitely feel the torque. There isn't too much vibration in the handlebars. It's mostly, if you hold the tank with your legs, it's mostly in the tank. And the foot pegs or the foot floorboards. A little bit of vibration, honestly not that bad. It's got this nice analog speedometer, and it's got a digital RPM gauge, which is inside the speedometer here. I don't know if you can see it, but not a bad design. I mean, the cruiser bikes, you don't really focus on RPM too much. You go by the feel of it, you know. It's vibrating too much, shift. Oh yeah, that's sweet. The sound of that at open throttle, that is good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The torque and that sound just has me feeling some type of way, you know? Brakes are very good actually. They slow you down. And there's a lot of dip in the suspension when you hit the front brakes, obviously. Very comfortable ride though. The suspension is a little bit soft. Yeah, suspension is soft. The seat is very comfortable. This is probably the most comfortable seat I've sat on so far out of all the cruisers I've ridden. And you can go in my playlists and look at all the cruisers I've ridden of motorcycle reviews. But wow, this seat is so comfy. It's got the perfect shape for your butt. I mean, I'm not a huge guy. I'm like a middle-sized guy, so perfect shape for my butt. It's got a lot of padding on it. It's just very comfortable. Yeah, great torque. Probably comparable to some of the Victories I've ridden, the way it feels. It just pulls. There's no other way to say it. It just pulls hard. And it looks good while it's doing it. This is a good looking bike. All black, stealth. Now this probably wouldn't be the greatest for high visibility riders because it's all black. It's got a big headlight in the front, but still. But wow, great bike. I just love romping on the throttle. It's just so satisfying. Yeah, so to reiterate what I said earlier, the throttle isn't touchy at all, which is great. It's nice and smooth. There's a lot of free play in the throttle before you get into the actual power, which is good. You don't want to accidentally pull it and be surprised by it, but yeah, I really like the throttle, the way they did it. Very nice and smooth. This bike feels very nimble while you're riding it too. You know, you can flick it back and forth very easily. So downshifting, okay, downshifting is where you really have to kick it down. That's where it needs to be kicked down. Whereas upshifting, very smooth up. That's all. No gripes about that. This bike has ABS too, cruise control, keyless ignition. Wow, cruise control, wow. It's got a gear indicator, which is nice when you first get on a bike. You don't really know how it rides, so you have the gear indicator. Oh yeah, oh, it takes the turns. Oh, I thought I was gonna scrape pegs there. Wow, yeah, there you go. Absolutely, just hammers out of the turn. Oh, that scared me a bit. I don't think I was ready for that. But yeah, turning very easy. Wow, well, the way I took that roundabout there, I thought I was gonna scrape the pegs, honestly. Oh yeah. So there is a lot of wind on the highway. Probably the lack of a windscreen. You don't need more power than this. It would be fun, yeah, but this has so much torque. It's just ridiculous. That cowl, that headlight cowl, doesn't do too much for the wind. So 6th gear at 2,500 RPM. Let's see. Okay, yeah. It's got some pull. It's got to build up to 3,000 though, for sure. That's when it really starts to pull. But very, very smooth on the highway. Wow. Wow. Feels like riding a couch almost, or a nice lazy boy chair. It's not that comfy, but you know. Alright, time to catch up all the way, full throttle. Oh yeah, great. Yeah, it pulls pretty good at higher speeds. Clutch in, give it out, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, concluding remarks about this bike. It's got a ton of power. It's very, very comfortable. Probably the most comfortable cruiser I've ever ridden. It just looks amazing and it sounds really good at wide open throttle. So, and it handles really good too. For a huge bike like this, would buy out of 10. Definitely go check this out. 2016 Indian Chief Dark Horse. Go ride one, go check them out. Could not find anything that I didn't like about this bike. It's just a great all-around bike. There's no negatives from me. All positives.